Hello everyone, I'm going to read you a story that was inspired by the threatened closure of a local pub. It's called Closing Time. In many cultures, Philip Mackay might have been considered a sage, an erudite man revered for his wisdom, fount of all knowledge. But in the black country town of Barsley, he was simply a big yed. A dentist by profession, he often pondered his career choice, spending his days staring into people's mouths. Known by local children as Phil McCavity. But it was too late for regrets. Today had been particularly trying. There were several cancelled appointments blamed on an influenza outbreak. He'd had to call an ambulance for a pregnant lady. And Mr. Thompson had parted company with his filling. Again. Oh, well, I'm terribly sorry, I can't understand it. Maybe it was the chocolate I was eating, the perplexed Mr. Thompson explained. Was it a Toblerone? Phil asked with a superior expression. Yes, it was actually, his surprised patient retorted. Well, why do you ask? Just a thought. If it wasn't for Toblerones and another company's special toffee, I wouldn't be driving a BMW. After work, Phil decided to visit his local, the Hen and Chickens. It was a quiet pub and he knew his wife Gina was belly dancing on Tuesdays. If he needed another reason, it was curry night. Clearly business had been poor recently, which pleased Phil. It meant he could enjoy his chicken tikka and favourite pint, hassle-free. But as he tucked into the delicious food, the room began to fill, and Rita the barmaid informed him there was a meeting of the Save the Hen and Chicken support group. Phil wasn't impressed. Like many established pubs, that Hen was threatened with closure, and Phil watched in bemusement as a local, known as Derek, began waving several pieces of paper in the air. He informed everyone they had now collected over 5,000 signatures of protest. Over 5,000, Phil queried. That's right, and no nobbies got more from over the Castledale estate. We did Wendover Road last week, he said, handing one of the papers to Phil. Look, you've signed it, and your wife. Let me see, Phil said, knowing full well he'd been away on a course. Oh, so I have, he said sarcastically. And my cat, not forgetting the budgie. Why didn't you ask for goldfish? They'll be so disappointed. Some of the supporters appeared discomforted by Phil's words, but he continued regardless. The reason the Hen is threatened with closure is because it's losing money. I've never seen most of you in here before. Then he turned to a sheepish-looking lady and said, I know for a fact your husband drinks in the Talbot. He's in the darts team. The lady smiled apologetically and sipped her bitter lemon as Phil continued. If just 5% of the people who've signed this petition visited the pub just once a month, no one would be talking about turning it into a supermarket. An awkward silence ensued, which was eventually broken by Derek. No one's mentioned a supermarket. Plans are for a new medical centre. It will have everything under one roof. Dentist? Dentist? Phil said in horror. Chiropody, psychiatry, Derek continued. Dentist, Phil repeated. Blood tests too, apparently. No need to travel into Dudley anymore. Someone called from the back. Dentist, Phil said for a third time. The crowd exchanged bemused expressions until Derek politely cleared his throat and told Phil, a group of 3 apparently, Phil wiped a grain of rice off his mouth with a tissue as he surveyed the menacing faces around him. Eventually he offered a cursory smile before rising to his feet. "Well, do the best you can, folks. Don't forget Marsh Lane, where my mother lives. Number 37, she'll sign. Oh, and don't forget to include her chihuahua, Bertie." Thank you for listening, everyone. Hope you'll check Tight Corners out again. Bye for now.